Loudon Granger. Man, I'm so excited. Last night, my wife was like, seriously? Are you really that excited about this guy? And I'm like, have you met Loudon? She said no.
No.
It's too bad.
Well, we were excited to come down here, too. I always love coming down here, especially in person. Like, it's an hour-plus drive, with traffic, but it's like, I love coming down here to hang out with you, so.
You got a little snagged up this morning coming out of Burlington, right?
Yes, coming out of Burlington. It's insane to me. And when you're talking about, like the fall festival and stuff and how many people you're expecting to attend that, like, it got me thinking, it's like, there's just so many, it just feels like there's a lot of people around here nowadays,
it's overwhelming, man. This time of year, everything's bottleneck, and you're trying to stack the wood and do the home projects, and then the weather gets set up perfectly. You got to figure out what you're doing for the weekend, and it's a busy time, man. It's a busy time. We all need to just slow the hell down and take a breath here.
Yeah, that'd be nice, huh?
Right?
I like this weather. I like this cooler, kind of slower weather, but you are right. It is busy too. We were looking up. It's almost peak season for foliage too.
Yeah.
Driving up there, it's beautiful.
Sure.
And I mean, it's like the best thing about Vermont is like this beauty. But we do need to slow down.
Yeah.
Maybe that'd be even cool to go out there and just look at some leaves or something.
I know. Peak foliage is Saturday at 2:00. By the way, I didn't know if you knew that. That's the exact time when it's going to be at the peak. Dude, I'm looking down at the flip flops here this morning, and I see that. Yeah, that's like, wow.
Yeah. So,
what's your wife say about stuff like this? Is she like?
She commented.
Are you going to go out in public like that?
You want to hear something? So this is a
Let it go.
Inside scoop here for you.
Do it.
We went to a beautiful, beautiful wedding of Mr. Pat Fish.
Stop.
Beautiful, like textbook wedding, like immaculate, like fairy tale wedding.
You did not.
Yeah, and I was wearing these flip flops, bro, the whole time, and it was a nightmare. My fashion sense is like not my top priority.
Yeah.
And we get down there. It was in Long Island, very nice, very nice
dress. Were you in a tux?
No, I was in like shorts, like basketball shorts, and probably flip flops.
Wow.
And I felt very self-conscious about it.
Not even like nice shorts.
No, they were not. They weren't nice shorts, were they? They were semi-nice shorts, apparently. Okay. They had pockets in it. I was doing some filming and stuff. Abby and I were, but I kind of had this like moment of realization, like I only have flip-flops with me.
Yeah.
I'm definitely out of place here. So I kind of tried to hide behind
At any
the camera.
point, do you think Abby was like, dumbass?
Yeah.
Okay.
But no. Yes, I would assume she would think that of me, but she's very encouraging. Okay. And they're like, just let it go. Like, it's all good. It is what it is.
Nobody's going to recognize you that you look like a complete whatever.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did Pat recognize?
He probably did. He probably just didn't mention it.
Is he still talking to you?
No, he's not.
Okay.
No. I'm hoping this podcast will rekindle our. If I mention him 3 times in a row, I might.
Was King Tom there?
Yes, he was.
What was he wearing?
He was wearing a pink tuxedo.
Well, of course.
Well, pink jacket with free hugs under it. He's gonna rock the brand, dude. And yeah.
I wonder about the folks that were there that aren't familiar with King Tom and what they were thinking. Who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, they were probably wondering.
Wow. How was that whole wedding though?
Oh, it was a great time. It was a really, really good time. I was very happy for Pat and Alyssa, his wife. And it was just really neat to see them kind of, with everything, all the planning that went into it and everything was really neat.
Yeah.
And we got some good footage of it too. We filmed the whole thing and we got some pretty cool footage of it.
That's great, man.
Yeah, to catch that stuff.
I will. You guys have so much that's on your Instagram and on your social media everywhere. It's just, there is so much going on that you guys are up to and doing and filming and editing and producing and behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. I mean, it's really impressive what Sweethearts and Heroes is doing.
Yeah, it's it's interesting, and also like the content just streams in. Obviously, I'm not sure if you've talked to Tom or anyone since, but a lot of schools are cell phone free, especially in New York.
Oh, yes.
So even Tom's doing no cell phone. So you can't document like you normally do on a cell phone. So he specifically went out and got a like a vlog camera, like a little mini like stick camera.
Bro, he's had it in here.
Oh, he has. Okay.
He had it set up on that table the last time he was in here.
Yeah. So that camera, like he's recording everything from presentations to
everything.
Which is kind of cool, but overwhelming in a sense as well. It can be the amount of like you're basically giving someone your entire day to go through and find gems out of.
Right.
You know?
Poor Abby.
Yeah. Oh, it's yeah. I know.
God.
But it's really neat because like, I don't know, it just that content can build and, you know, it's real and
it's real genuine.
Like, you know.
Yeah. And he's trying to sell me on this thing because he was demoing it off the air, like how it moves all by itself. Yeah. It's amazing.
I'm thinking about getting one for myself.
Yeah. How much?
I think they're like $1,000 for the full package, though. You don't need the full package, but if you want it, you can get it.
All right. Wow. You know what I mean? Man, I don't even know where to start with you. First of all, Loudon Granger is our guest. If you're just tuning in, he's with Sweethearts and Heroes, has been on the podcast. I don't know how many times now. I've lost track. The world's #1 youth leadership team. And you guys are doing so much. I don't know if you got a chance to hear Adam Harith, the superintendent over at the OESJ school in schools, I should say, in St. Johnsville, New York. But he was just amazing. Mm-hmm. And he had his resource officer, Mike, with us as well, Mike Lewis. And for the entire school year, I think it's Josiah that's going to be over there.
Yeah.
Man, as I said to Adam, I'm jealous.
Yeah, he's a fun guy to hang out with. He really is. He's a cool dude, and he's very positive. And he's up to some really cool stuff this year, like you said with OESJ as well. But like, just he's presenting the message. He's the first like Sweethearts and Heroes staff member to present the message. It's kind of bizarre that students learned and presented the message before one of our own staff members.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know the message, but we haven't like presented it other than Tom and Rick. So Josiah's like kind of making history doing that himself, and so he's doing that, and he's playing his character of like he's like this Spider-Man dude, and it's just really interesting. And Abby and I and Rick and Tom put together these kind of sneaky video assets that are like, it almost seems as if you're FaceTiming Rick, and it's but it's a pre-recorded thing. It's like if you're waiting in line at like a Universal theme park or something, you know how they have like the pre-ride kind of like to foresell the ride and kind of get you into the spirit of it. So we kind of made our own ones of those. It's very it's fun, and there's a couple little Easter eggs we put in there, and so he's doing that.
Wow.
Yeah, hopefully
the kids so great.
Yeah, hopefully the kids don't know it's pre-recorded. Hopefully they feel like it's actually happening, you know. But
tell me about some of the projects and some of the things that you have upcoming. I know you're going to be now that the school year is well underway here. You're going to be really shifting gears. You're going to be a busy boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know for the first time in my working as Sweethearts and Heroes here, I am going to be in schools, but not with the camera. I'm going to be actually taking 2 different schools through 2 different programs. We're going to be doing one. I'll be kind of shepherding them through the STEP program, which is like our premium, in my opinion, program. That's like a very, very effective program. It carries a lot of weight and capability, and it's a pretty big commitment on the students' part.
STEP is the acronym, one of
the many.
Tom's thousands of acronyms. Student Teacher Empathy Program.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is, the students have never learned the real understanding of this message. They might have seen Tom and Rick, or now even Josiah present, but this is them actually seeing the presentation, the coursework, learning the actual components of it, practicing it, developing, kind of searching a little bit of their self a little bit in terms of how do I want my presentation persona to kind of come across to achieve what the presentation needs to accomplish is really kind of how it works. And it's actually kind of neat, and it's kind of deep because it gets these students thinking critically, and it's kind of almost even like a public speaking like pre-course almost, if you will, like learning how to talk to and present to audiences. It's really interesting.
Bro, I love having you on the air, man. You bring such positivity. I love hearing what you have to say. All of you. I mean, Brian and Joe, I mean, everyone. Let's give a shout out to these Chevy dealers that are really making all of this happen.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like that, and I don't know if a ton of people know this, but this is exactly what you're talking about. Is these Chevy dealers, they sponsor these communities and these schools, and it is their initiative to kind of get Sweethearts and Heroes in there and get us working with their youth in their community, in turn, like giving back to, like trying to build stable, healthy, good relationships amongst everyone, so as they grow up, they're just an asset to that community, kind of. And I just think it's a great idea, especially these communities where I'm from. Like I'm from, Franklin County. I mean, everywhere there's a Chevy dealership, but specifically Franklin County. Like some of these communities where you drive through and you might think, wow, like this is maybe a little left in time, or a little slightly neglected, or you might see a bunch of you might see people on the like sidewalks and corners and stuff, and like who are having hard times, and people are having hard times.
But there's a Chevy dealer that's within reach, that's not forgetting about that particular school and making sure that they're getting you guys there.
Yeah.
Which is so awesome.
And out of all the things, this is another thing that always kind of blown me away. So you're spending their money, right? They're spending their money on this. It's not like it's like a resource as if it's kind of willy-nilly. Like we kind of value money as a society. Like we want, change. We want to, whenever we're spending something, we want to see like something. Do you know what I'm saying? Kind of like we want to achieve something with it. And these Chevy dealers are sitting there, and they have a decision to make of how they can help the community, and they're choosing Sweethearts and Heroes.
Yeah,
they believe
in amazing.
Yeah,
they're putting their money where your mouth is.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
That's cool. They're betting that this work and what we work and how much we care about this stuff will change in the positive way that they want to, and they're willing to exchange for it.
You guys are, and they get it. I mean, that's the whole thing, is they really understand that what you're doing is you're setting a foundation with youth in a school setting where they're supposed to be learning about all the other stuff.
True.
But also getting them to learn about real life and becoming a great human being.
Yeah.
Who's dialed into what it means to be better, do better.
Yeah, that's exactly true.
Yeah,
that's exactly true. We were just putting together some kind of little snippets, and Rick had a line where it's like, school, like it's not about what you know anymore, and this is kind of something that's been, it's a technology kind of pattern. It's not about what you know anymore. The dictionary turned into the Wikipedia, turned into the ChatGPT. So it's really not about what you know anymore. It's about how you can kind of work together, cooperate.
Sure.
And kind of form relationships,
in
that teamwork aspect. And a lot of our activators and Circle alone, it really fosters teamwork and kind of sharing and all this stuff. And that's kind of where we try to ground it, like the truth of like human connection.
Yeah, I know. I've told you in the past that when I was a kid, back in the 80s, that pre-cell phone, that Mom used to unplug the phone out of the wall at 6 o'clock every night. And that as a family, my brother and I and Mom and Dad would sit around the table and have dinner together with no interruptions. TV, if it was in the other room, was off. And it was silent in our house. That was our circle.
Yeah.
And So it's just, I'm not saying that it's totally lost today, but it's not common everyday practice of families.
No, you're totally right. And I don't think at any point is it going to go back to that. I just don't think it can go back to that. Like, we don't walk around with candles anymore. We just don't. Like, we have to incorporate what we do have in a place where it can work. And that's actually interesting you brought this up because, so like, I've been experimenting. Both of my grandmothers, they're getting older, you know, and I want to ask them questions while they're alive, and you know, so I've been trying to utilize some of the cool perks of ChatGPT and stuff to like come up with like interesting questions, and it's not like a cop out, like, because you might ask, well, isn't that kind of disingenuous if the computer's coming up with these questions? No, like, they're great questions that, you know, from a perspective, like, I might not think of a great question, you know, to ask like an elder or something. But it's really interesting to utilize like ChatGPT because it'll kind of give you like a whole spectrum of different questions you can ask about like lessons they've learned. You can ask about, you know, things that they wish they would change, or just, and these are just examples that are coming to the top of my head, but that's an interesting way to kind of merge the two and still have those table side talks like you're referring to, but also being like remain in reality where we have these tools.
Oh, sure.
You know?
Yeah, I had a conversation with Lily the other day about how I had to walk to school, and that when I was in high school, it's a little embarrassing, had to ride the bicycle. You graduated from walking to riding the bicycle, and that, and she was asking me about, you know, how old was I when I got my first car, and you know, once I was 16, I got the first car and I was driving to school, but it was like, and I told her, I'm like, that's the only place I was allowed to drive. Mom and Dad said, you can drive to school and you can drive back. That's it. You know, and she was blown away by this. She was blown away that I was allowed to walk to school. And she said, "Well, were you ever worried about the bad guys when you were walking to school?" And you know, we had that conversation, that's a whole different rabbit hole. But anyway, yeah, man, and it's like, and I've been criticized in the past for banging the drum on the good old days here on Aired Out, but I think there's something to be said about it, and I think there's something to also recognize that today is what it is, and we have to remember the past and maybe learn how we can live in the present, but never forgetting how it was, and never forgetting what's important, you know. And I've explained, and I will again, that there were rules, man. It was like you didn't just hop on your tablet or your cell phone and scroll through reels. There was structure, you know. There was time for homework. You had 30 minutes for TV, practice the piano, brush the teeth, bed. I mean, you know, and kids today are just kind of left to create their own routines. And I think more of a parent. The word parent is a noun, but it's also a verb, and we need to do a better job parenting our kids and just giving them. We don't have to be yelling and screaming at them all the time, but we need to give them some structure, and we need to teach them how to be better that way. I think. I don't know. Be more organized.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds great.
I know.
Being more organized and all that stuff. I'm not a parent. I don't know really anything about parenting. I watch so many parenting styles. I see so many.
Sure.
Especially because I teach, like, this isn't Sweethearts and Heroes affiliated necessarily, but I teach children's jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
So, and I encourage parents to be there. And I was kind of advised against that by a few different people saying, you don't want them there. You don't want them there to run. But I actually kind of like them there because personally, well, you know, I don't know. It's just calming for the kid. But also, they can kind of see how their child behaves in in a class setting, and I think that's a good little peek, to see how your child behaves.
Sure.
A little bit. You might think your child's a great listener, but compared to all the other children, perhaps they're not the great listener.
Yeah.
So I do encourage them there, but I see a huge range of different parenting styles and philosophies.
Yeah, I bet.
And I have no idea what's going to work, what's not going to work, I can tell you what seems to work at the moment.
Yeah.
But you never know across time how that plays out.
I heard you mention earlier ChatGPT, and we're talking a little bit of AI. Mm-hmm. I want to ask you if, and you were talking about the positive things of AI, and of which there are plenty. But this is a question that I'm anxious to ask Tom about at some point. And we all know that he'll have a big answer. Yeah. But it's about what's real these days and what's not real. Lily is seeing things. She's not only seeing commercials during Netflix, but she's also seeing stuff on her tablet that's just not real. It's people jumping off bridges, and it's not real. It's AI. Cats surfing on the backs of alligators. It's just not. It's not real stuff. And sometimes I will show her something. Lily, look at this. This guy is base jumping in Switzerland. Watch this. Between you and I, Loudon, it's real.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh, Dad, that's so AI. That's disappointing to me, man.
Yeah.
And it's like kids are trying to decipher what's real and what's not real. And unfortunately, a lot of the shit that they're seeing that's not real, they're thinking it's real.
I know. There's so many things, and that is tough. This feels like it's the Wild West in regards to that. And there's even been moments personally where I'm like, is this real? Is this not real? And I'm literally looking for their fingers. Like, is there a glitch in their finger? Is there because it's gotten good, right? I truly have no idea how this will play out. And I mean, I feel like the right answer is it needs to be like it needs to play out. It just needs to be treated safely. Now, I don't know what that means. What's a fun conversation is you can ask ChatGPT what it thinks about AI and ethics.
Yeah.
In regards to ask it its own opinion about what it thinks, how it should treat humans and how its relationships should be with humans.
Wow.
It talks all about it. Just similar to how I was kind of asking Tom the other night. He's going around asking students, do they think they should have their cell phones or not have their cell phones? And I was kind of like, why are you even asking him that? I was just kind of asking him why he's even doing that. And it's kind of like the same thing. It's like, that's what I did to AI one time. And it's just fascinating. But I don't think anyone really knows. I think and that's kind of scary.
Yep.
Because nobody knows.
No one knows
what the right. But I can also say, are you training a group of humans to now think extra critically by wondering, is this real or not?
Yeah.
Is that a poor skill at the end of the day? That they take 2 seconds and really contemplate and wonder? I mean, that's essentially what I was taught when I was maybe in the 3rd grade or 4th grade when we had computer lab class. We had computer lab class where we'd go to websites, and our teacher would give us a list of websites. We'd type the URLs in.
Yeah.
We'd hit enter. We'd have to analyze the entire page, scroll all the way down, look for copyrights, scroll for here, look at, analyze how the URL ended. Was it .com, .org, .net, .gov? And we had to make an educated decision or guess on if this was a credible, reliable source. I mean, it's kind of the same thing if you really think about it. It's just a different mode. But
is this being taught anymore? I mean,
I have no idea.
You're not that old. I mean, this wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, so this was probably 2004, 3-ish. And
wow.
I don't know if it's being taught anymore, but I think that's a responsible researcher. It's a researcher skill. It's kind of it's you can't just believe absolutely everything. you do have to kind of dig into it. And I think analyzing, is this real or not? I don't think the question's inherently bad. I think that's probably a good question. I think we should probably be asking that more often.
Yeah, right.
And it reminds me of that.
I mean, now we're going to the movies and we're seeing entire movies.
Right.
That is not real people.
Right.
And look at what's brought into it: emotion and hardship and arguing and love and everything else. You're crying, and you're not even looking at a real person.
Yeah,
it's amazing, dude.
It's amazing, and it's kind of a little eerie to know that.
Yes,
we're that predictable. Like, this is going to write a song that's going to make me cry.
Yeah.
Okay, analyzing things that make human cry.
I know.
Boop, here it is.
Here it is.
That's a little strange too.
Very, very. You know, Lily is. It's funny. We were just talking about it this morning. That in the news this morning that there's going to be a robot. DoorDash.
Okay.
People.
Yeah.
People that are not people. Robots.
Yeah.
DoorDash robots. They know your address. They're showing up. They're 5 feet tall. Not 5'1". Exactly 5 feet tall.
5 feet.
They're all 5 feet tall. They all look identical. And
are they?
I don't know.
Or are they four-legged?
I don't know.
Bipedal. I don't know, man.
But dude, now you can pretty soon. I think it's already started in California. But now you can, of course. But now you can order a pizza and you've got a robot delivering it to you. Do you have to tip him? I don't know. Him or her? I don't know.
Them. Who knows?
Crazy stuff, dude.
Who knows?
We're hearing this morning, and then she's like, "Dad, I heard you." Oh my God, the stuff that she overhears me talking about.
Really?
Crazy. She'll be in the other room, seemingly totally distracted, but 100% tuned into what I'm talking about. I was talking about the robot umpires that are going to be in Major League Baseball next year.
How does that work?
Now she's concerned that there's going to be robot umpires at her softball games. Right here locally.
You never know. How does that work? You throw the ball and it just analyzes where it goes. Is it more fair?
This is the $1 million question, man. Is going to be robots out on the football field now soon.
If robots can't be like have biases like that, like and be swayed through the back end or something, like that might not be a bad idea. It's still a little strange, but imagine having like a totally like straight lined right, wrong, boom.
I want to see someone fight with a robot.
Fist fight, or what do you say? Argue?
Just an argument with an umpire robot. I want to see some dirt getting kicked under the feet.
Yeah. You're out of here. It needs to have arms to do that.
Crazy stuff, man. I also want to ask you, being that it is October 1st, this is National Bullying Prevention Month. We should put the word awareness in there too. Bullying, back in the old days, when I was bullied, it was, it was what it was. I mean, we were, somebody was a punk and you got tired of it. Maybe you talked with your parents about it. But, back in the old days, it was, my dad would just be like, sometimes wouldn't even look up at me. It'd just be like, well, just take care of it yourself.
Yeah.
And I would. And it was okay. I still remember the kid's name was Hockey Player. And I had no business punching a hockey player, but I did. And I don't think it even hurt him. Hurt my hand a lot.
Yeah.
But I remember it well, freshman year. And I punched him, and he kind of smiled a little bit. He could have crushed me, should have.
Did he not?
He didn't.
Interesting.
But, like, within a week or so, there was the head nod
Yeah.
of, hey, how you doing, in the hallway.
Yeah.
And then a week or two later, he would say something to me. I'd say something back to him. And there was this gradual growth of respect.
Interesting.
And I think by senior year, we were, I don't know if we were buddies to the point where we were going out having lunch together,
Yeah.
but we were definitely friendly to each other. It happened kind of organically.
Yeah.
Today is a shit show with bullying. The way kids are getting bullied, dealing with it, not dealing with it, how it's festering, how it comes out, how it explodes, the online stuff. I mean, it's really intense, man. I mean, we've got issues right down the road here.
Really?
Right down the road.
Yeah.
In our surrounding schools here. I was just looking at some new stats here. 34% of U.S. teenagers bullied in the past 12 months.
Yeah.
So, and this has a direct correlation, as I know Sweethearts and Heroes has said many times, with mental health, with self-confidence, depression, suicide. There's a million tentacles that can come off of bullying.
Yeah, there truly is. There truly is. There's a couple of ways I will even start with this is I'm first of all, I'm fascinated with your personal history on this. That was not common when I grew up. That type of settling of dispute. I was too young for that. No one really, I don't ever remember there being like even a fist fight in my high school or any part. Maybe a tiny bit, but I don't necessarily, I think it was two tough kids rather than a bullying situation. So I don't, personally, I'm just saying that. So I find, just side note, I find your thing fascinating, how that was a catalyst for respect building at that time. I don't think that's a wise thing to strike anyone, and I don't think that's a great way to settle disputes at any time. And it must have been pretty scary for you to go up and, I would assume, like, today's the day I'm going to do it. Today's the day I'm going to do it. I would assume that would be a little, like, sketchy.
Dad gave me the green light.
You still weren't, I know, even with his blessing, were you still like, or were you like, I don't know, I just could imagine I would be like, I would be.
Yeah. Well, today I'd be petrified. Because I'd go down and I'd stay down forever.
Oh, no.
But back then, I was, I don't know, 17?
Yeah.
16, 17, 18 years old, somewhere in there. Yeah.
And also kind of along those whole lines is like, I think for those who haven't seen Tom and Rick's presentation, you might be a little surprised on how the first act it goes. The first act, it's like, there's all this bullying. What even is bullying? Because what you think bullying is might not be what so-and-so thinks bullying is, might not be what so-and-so thinks bullying is, but, they're all saying they're getting bullied. Now, they're not downplaying bullying, but they're just trying to calibrate everyone and get everyone's perspectives on the same track. Like, are you actually being bullied, or is there just a conflict between these two? There's certain criteria that literally means bullying. Now, I don't know.
Great point.
Yeah, I don't know what those statistics are drawn off from, but it's just very interesting when you frame it through that lens. It's like, okay, all right, do we have a bullying issue, or are these two just having moments of conflict? Maybe it's personality conflict. Maybe they're not like true intent to bully and belittle each other.
Sure.
Maliciously.
Right.
Maybe they're just trying to figure each other out and settle.
Yes.
Trying to understand each other.
My good friends make fun of me constantly, brutally, slam me to pieces, and I love it. We have fun. I try to swing back, usually fail.
Yeah.
And I mean, they've got so much on me. I'm only 5'4". I'm 500 pounds.
Still taller than the robots, man.
Yeah, it's like I got flip flops on. I have no business wearing shorts. I mean, my hair, my eyebrows. The list goes on and on. And my good friends and Sherilyn will take digs at me and make fun of me all the time, and we love it. It's a laughable thing. Lily hears this, and 10 years old, and she has asked me. I mean, we're all laughing hard. We're having a couple of good digs here, but she'll ask me afterwards, "Dad, are you okay?" Yeah, I'm okay. Well, Chuck was saying that you're 300 pounds and short, and it's been challenging for me to try to put into context and explain to her that when you have friends that are like your family, or family that you love, that you can do stuff like this and get away with it. And sometimes it can go too far, but for the most part, it's just having fun out of love. And you also have to have the right mindset. You have to be the right person to be on the receiving end of this. Not everyone can do that.
No. So
there's some factors that come into play here. But I've had to explain this to her, that they're not, it's the way I feel.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm not bothered. This is not bullying to me. But when you're at school and someone is doing that usually this comes with adulthood, that you can kind of, who's your brother.
Yeah.
Who can say things like that. But at school, it's a little different. And we talk about the word unwanted. How does it make you feel? Is it unwanted that someone is, poking fun at the lunch that you brought to school instead of having the school lunch, or what you're wearing, or your winter hat? How does it make you feel? Is it unwanted?
Yeah. I mean, even I would say it's less about being unwanted and does it make me feel inferior,
right,
via being like smaller or weaker, aka an element of my reality that I see myself at that I haven't accepted yet.
Yeah.
That I am hung up on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, and I don't think that's something that comes with aging. I think naturally it comes with, I think it goes along with aging, but I don't think aging's the variable. I think it's just coincidental that it comes with aging.
Yeah, right.
It's this element of accepting this is who I am.
Yeah.
Like, as a child, you don't really know that. I think you're being judged, and I think it's I would argue it's probably even more magnified. Instead of being judged amongst your classmates and your peers, you're being judged by your followers, your feed, your home feed on your Instagrams and stuff. I think maybe the pool of what you're judging yourself against is larger. And I think that could probably spark some more insecurities. And then therefore, when someone says something that kind of triggers that, it'll make you feel inferior.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of it. And I think as you age, you say, that's fake. That's less realistic.
Right. You can
this
accept,
is not that bad.
Yeah. You can accept that there's a power imbalance here.
And you just kind of, and then eventually the comment about whatever, hair, flip-flops, weight, anything, eventually doesn't really carry as much impact, not because the comment changed.
Yeah.
But because, that just doesn't bother you as much anymore.
Sure.
That's not a soft spot anymore.
Yes, right.
Because you're cool with yourself.
Right.
But that's tricky. That's
it is
hard.
tricky.
And I think there's also, the way you're talking about this conversation, It's it kind of like reminds me of like the trope of like, or like if you could imagine this, like a foreigner coming over, like you have a foreign exchange student and you're trying to teach them, no, see, like it's cool if you say it like that.
Yeah.
Like what are some ones? But I guarantee you could think of a few. Like,
Sure.
you know,
Did you just say petrol?
yeah.
Over here we call it gas.
Gas? You farted? No, not
Right.
that gas. Gas
Yes.
for a car. Like you see what I'm saying? Like
I understand.
Like, so it's kind of like you have to catch them up to speed. Like, but it's not a territorial distance. It's an age distance.
Sure.
It's a generational distance. You're trying to like.
Yeah.
But which one's right? You
Yeah,
know, like,
yeah.
are you guys right for digging on each other a little bit? Like, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
That's a very subjective term. You better
is.
walk a nice line. You better have a good impulse or an instinct on who's your buddy.
It's
and who's
very
you're not.
subjective. Yeah, I mean, if you're good enough friends first,
Yeah.
then you can
Yeah.
get away with some of this stuff, and it's not causing any inferiority or pain.
I've had it though before where I
I was just making fun of you for your flip flops.
You're not making fun of me. No.
See?
I love you, man. You're good. And I it is something. I say I'm going to stop wearing flip-flops and here I am just throwing. I think it's cuz they're quick and easy to put on.
You got a problem, bro.
So I was going to lie to you when I came down here. And I was going to tell you I was doing flip-flop 365. It's a new challenge I'm starting today. For 365 days straight, it's flip-flop time. And Abby's like, even when it's 30 degrees out? And I'm like, yes.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. Poor Abby.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you'll slip and fall on your ass a few times too. That's
Flip-flops.
Yes.
That's how it's going to
Yes.
turn into in the weather.
I saw Tom's post this morning, or it could have been yours or Abby's, about National Bullying Prevention Month. And it says, not in our schools, not at work, nowhere. That says to me that this is like no tolerance.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah.
and a lot of these schools, are saying, hey, we have a no tolerance bullying policy here. But man, it is invisible so much. It slips through the cracks, man.
Of course.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. I mean, this, I feel like, goes right back to what Adam was saying when he was on.
Yeah.
And what
Oh,
things
you caught that show?
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, cool.
That's our morning routine on Wednesdays, dude. We come in, we usually wake up and I'm forced to go for a 5-mile run.
In the flip-flops?
Yeah. Maybe that's how I get out of it next time.
And then after that?
And then after that, we tune in.
Seriously?
Drink some coffee. Oh, yeah, for real, dude.
He's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
But go ahead.
So what he said was, because you were asking about budget or something, and he's like, listen, the way I view it is there's an endless amount of budget for this. Why? Not because we're careless with spending money. It's because this is a safety issue. Okay? This exactly parallels some of the work that you'd talk about or that you'd see when you're talking to the lineman, when you had the line guy on. It's the exact same thing. It's like this money that you're spending, it should be spent on safety stuff. Like it should be like a very firm no. Would you say no?
Just no tolerance.
No tolerance. It should be no tolerance. Like it should not be up to interpretation. Okay, because it's a safety issue.
Right.
Okay, and when you say when I hear. Even myself initially here, no tolerance on bullying. This is no tolerance. It's kind of like, come on, the kids are going to be kids. You're gonna be, like, you don't understand the magnitude of it, or maybe some people try to downplay it.
Yeah.
But if it's like, we have a zero tolerance on assaulting each other, like physically, or stealing from teachers, or something else that makes someone feel unsafe or that is unsafe, like, I think you would agree and not combat that it shouldn't be zero tolerance. You know what I'm saying? Like,
kids are brutal, man. It's like that's just part of a lot of this is it's part of their age, they're developing, their minds their personalities, their characters are coming into play here. They can be brutal to each other. With their words can be so hurtful. And you were just talking about, you just said the word interpretation. Sometimes not only the kid on the receiving end is interpreting, how was that comment meant? How do I feel? And it maybe could be something that they're carrying for the rest of the day or the week. And if they're lucky enough to have a good enough relationship with their parent or someone at home, that they can say, Joey said this to me, and it or has been saying this to me, making fun of my backpack, whatever, for the last couple of weeks, and it's really starting to get under my skin. Thank God that a kid can get to that point where they can verbalize that. Then it's falling on the ears of that parent or whoever who will interpret, like you said, interpretation.
Yeah.
They're deciding for the kid,
yeah,
whether or not that was defined as bullying or not.
Yeah, that is true.
And it's like, that's not, I don't know if that should be up to them to say, well, based on what you've said to me, that sounds, I'll stamp that with, that's a bully, or not. Man, it's about how the kid feels, not about your adult interpretation of whether or not there was bullying that was insinuated here. You know what I'm saying?
I totally understand what you're saying. And there's a lot in there. Once you start introducing this parent into this relationship, you're talking about all these things that are shaping kids.
Yeah.
Dude, the parent and the parent's behaviors, good or bad, also shape that kid.
True.
Like, your parent can basically stamp some of their trauma or some of their unhealthy relationship tendencies onto you as a child.
Sure.
And it happens in those moments.
Sure.
It happens in those moments. And the kid is interpreting, is this how I behave? They're my parent. This is kind of, and they don't even realize they're doing it. And then they therefore carry, residual or their own strand of that exact same like trauma or behavior pattern.
Yeah. They're deciding.
Yeah.
And they might react, oh, that guy's not bullying you. Stop being so sensitive.
There it is.
Or they're going to say, oh, that guy's bullying you. Punch him right in the face.
And then from that point on, both those children's lives are drastically different in both those options. That kid's not bullying you, toughen it up, or
toughen it up,
or just suppress it. Suppress. He's not bullying you. Suppress it. You've just changed that kid's life. Now his whole life is going to be. What do you think he's going to tell his children?
Yeah.
For the most part, unless he breaks out of it, and vice versa. How do you think the second kid's going to resolve conflict? Maybe with physical things. Maybe his future intimate relationships aren't so healthy.
Sure.
And it's another thing I want to say. This is just
and the teachers are doing this too.
Of course,
they're
everyone's doing it, man. It's kind of inevitable. It's kind of inevitable, except for unless AI steers everyone straight. No, I'm just kidding. But this is reminding me of also this situation that I had when I was in school, and I didn't see it at the time, but I had one of my close friends, and he eventually shared this to me. Down the road, and he said, when I went home, I hated being at home. In terms of his mom, his dad, they ended up getting divorced, but just was not a very good home life. Abusive, probably a little bit, even to the children. He had a couple older brothers. Just really tough time. He said, I couldn't wait for Monday to come back where I could see my friends again, be away from school. But at school, even me, to be honest with you, I wasn't as nice to him as I could have been. I was a child as well, and he was my friend. He's my friend, but I picked on him. I was kind of rough with him. Other kids were rough on him. They kind of picked on him a little bit. He was still one of our group, right? And it's such a weird paradox. It's like I would never look at that guy and say, "You've never not been my friend." But when he would come to school, this was his saving grace getting away from school. This is where he was able to eat real meals. This is where he was able to feel safe and not be physically attacked. And then he told me and confessed to me, he said, and to be honest with you, school wasn't that much better. And I want to tie this all back. I'm just kind of painting the scene here. It's like, I want to tie this all back to your statistics when you say 34 kids feel they have been bullied. Another thing that a lot of people don't understand about Sweethearts and Heroes is, we talk about bullying, therefore we're dealing with the bully and we're dealing with the bullied, okay? That's not true. I mean, yes, we will talk to them. We will, settle that. Tom and Rick will always sit down and talk to individuals. They'll, anytime someone needs it, they will. But everyone else gets ignored. When you talk about bullying, so specifically that statistic right there, we'd love to talk to those 34 people who got bullied, and we will. But we really want to talk to the 70-something or whatever, 80-something, whatever. Yeah. The other ones. Why? Why would you do that? Because they're the ones who have the power to sway and to say, this is not cool. We won't tolerate this. Sure. We don't like when people treat other people like that. Yeah. And humans are interesting because they need little social packs. Okay, so if I'm bullying someone, and I'm isolating myself by doing it, just from a logical standpoint, I will not bully anyone anymore because by doing this, I'm casting myself to exile socially. Yeah. Wow. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes. So the power of the masses in that, one, you're educating everyone, and two, it just changes the culture. It changes the culture. You have to change the daily climate. This is kind of like a business philosophy. You have to change the daily climate of like the weather and how people interact to change the long-term culture of the school. And eventually you run into a situation where we just don't bully at this school. We have zero tolerance for it. I
am still begging Tom to let me into one of the schools so that I can see and experience his bullying presentation. I still haven't, dude.
Dude, you know what you might actually get a kick out of this. The bullying one would be really cool for you to see, but you'd also get a real kick out of the Fifth Wire one that we're doing, which is the lineman one.
Yeah, I love that one.
Oh,
the Fifth Wire. Whoever did Tom write that? Whoever wrote that. It's amazing.
Brian and Tom kind of collaborated. But I think Brian came up with the name The Fifth Wire. But it's really, I don't know. It's
unreal.
There's so much to it.
I heard that. I was listening to that in my car, and I was lost.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
What do you say to a parent listening right now whose kid they suspect could possibly be bullied or is being bullied right now, but you're not sure? A lot of kids don't come home wearing the t-shirt saying, "Hey Dad, I've been bullied," or "Mom, hey, I've been bullied today." We need to have better conversations with our kids.
Yeah.
But what do you say to a parent that is questioning the possibility? I don't want to make a big deal out of something that's really not that big of a deal. This seems childish. What do you say to that mindset?
Listen, first of all, I'm not a parent as well. So, I mean, and I don't know exactly what to say, but in my opinion, based on how I would think about this is, I would say that before you push too hard or anything on this kid, right? Because, you don't want to, make it more tense.
Right.
But I think you should, be always developing some type of conversation, some type of network where they feel safe to chat with you and stuff.
Yeah.
And encourage them, to talk to their friends and stuff, because you don't want this child to be like my friend, like the example that I had with my friend where he didn't feel safe at home and he didn't feel safe at school. You just basically want someone to have a lot of outlets they can go to.
Sure.
I would say, talk to them, but don't push too hard, because I feel like that would drive someone away. You could maybe even try to do something that your child really enjoys, like take them to the skate park with their friends or something. I'm just thinking of something when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like if my parents sensed that I was down or something, perhaps they would say, Do you want to go to Colchester or Mounts Bay and go skateboarding or something this weekend? It's gonna be nice weather. Oh, sure. And like kind of like head fake them into socializing with their friends, maybe staying off their phones, but without punishing them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kind
Yeah,
of like
I gotcha.
like kind of like a head fake way. I just think, if you're outside, you're doing something active, you're communing with people who care about you, who you have connections with, I think you can kind of put into perspective of like, what's kind of important now kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I would kind of try to lean that way. Once again, I'm not like necessarily professional. I'm sure Tom would have a ton more to say, and I'm sure he's given so much more advice to parents. But that's just kind of from things that I've seen and noticed, that's kind of how I would navigate that. Because it's very tricky, especially if you don't have that. Like, I was very open with my parents. I felt like my parents and I I was able to share them about anything that I wanted to, if I needed to. If I was scared and I didn't know who to ask about something, I would ask my mom or my dad.
That's great.
But that's not something you can just turn on because you think your kid's being bullied today. It's not like, oh, we're just going to start something new. That's a relationship. That's a trust relationship. So
sure.
I don't know. That's how I would kind of handle it.
Final question this morning. What do you say to a school, an administrator that doesn't have Sweethearts and Heroes on board?
Yeah. Well,
or a parent of a child in a local school that doesn't have Sweethearts and Heroes as part of their whole
their resources, like immediately.
Yeah.
Well, this is interesting. Since COVID, right? That was a time where Sweethearts and Heroes had to flip the script. They couldn't be in schools anymore. They had to do something that was kind of like hard assets out there.
Yeah.
So right around that time is when we started kind of making these courses, just because that's the way the world's going. Things are going online to access. That gives a lot of power to people who don't necessarily have Sweethearts and Heroes at their fingertips. But now you do, because it's on Thrively or thehopeclassroom.com or the Circle Classrooms, another website we have. There's a few of them, and there's thehopeclassroom.com, and then there's the circleclassroom.com. It's where all of our coursework is. And basically, why am I saying this? It's like, if your school doesn't have them on board, which they should put them on board, because like I said, and like Adam said, and like Tom said, this is a safety issue. And that's not something you should kind of dilly-dally around with. And this is not a scare tactic. This is just the truth. Like, it's a safety issue. So get them in there. But if for whatever reason you can't, or you're not able to, or you're an individual and you want to kind of get up to speed with this stuff, there's we have like two, and we are about to put out a third masterclass on this culture building circle formula connection. We also have circle seminars that you can sign up for on our circle training, and you can come in person, and we'll even teach you how to run this stuff. And now you say, like, why are we running this? Why should we put our eggs in this circle basket with you guys? Well, because this is that relationship building I'm talking about, to establish a social network where you can share these hardships and seek advice, and you've already kind of laid the groundwork down of like this trusting environment. So pretty much any problem, any issue or fish as we call it, or even like, I don't know, it's just anything can kind of be talked about in those things. I mean, firsthand, you've been into some circles, but for parents and stuff, I'm just kind of trying to give you the rundown. That's where I would go. I even on the first episodes of Love Your Lawn, I used to drop like these little tips under our Weaver section, which was Love Your Lawn's a podcast that we do on our YouTube channel. We haven't done a few for a few weeks now, but I always try to give a little nugget for parents or students or people who don't necessarily have access to Sweethearts and Heroes firsthand. Yeah. And it's kind of like collect all the little nuggets I drop, and you kind of understand how to do it. And if you start implementing it and using the tools at your disposal, such as ChatGPT, to come up with different questions that you might not have right out of the gate, like, I don't know. That's how I would get into it, because it can be achieved today. Like, you can literally start this today just by talking to someone and connecting with them, and listening actually is the biggest ingredient of that recipe.
Yeah, it is,
the
man.
Listening part.
This in 19 Pillows is such an incredible book. And
Dude.
Tom's given free audio versions of it.
Oh yeah, that's a great story. That's a great story.
Amazing. 13 Pillows for Effective Teachers.
Yes.
My God, we're all teachers, man. We don't have to be in a classroom.
There it is.
We're all teachers.
How interesting is that? And we're all students, man.
You don't have to be a parent either to be a teacher. We're all teachers.
And you're all students, though.
Well, that's true, too.
You should be a student.
And if you're not teaching someone else, you should be teaching yourself.
Or just learning from someone, right?
Yeah.
It's like as soon as you shut it off and stop learning,
right?
Like, you're not growing, man.
Yeah.
You're not growing. You're not shifting. You're not adapting.
And then there's this. And then there's this one here.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Boredom School. Pat Fish, guy's an animal.
Great lessons in there. There's great lessons in there. You know,
pick them up. Get them.
Pick them up.
Don't wait.
Bridge Name Amos. Check that one out too while you're there. That's Rick's.
It's right around here somewhere.
That's a good one.
I've got it here in my desk somewhere. It's a little messy, but yeah.
What a good lesson in that one too.
Sure.
You know, for younger audiences, it's fun. You can read these, and it's just all the stuff. Like, go to the websites. Just tell these parents or schools to go to the websites. It's so bizarre. This is one thing I don't understand. I didn't understand this at first, and I was talking to Rick about this. It's like, what company do you know? Right? I'm not trying to get corporate here, but like Sweethearts and Heroes, I guess technically is a business. It's a company, right?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
you know, what company do you know says we have all these things, and then just basically throw them at you for free? If you look on YouTube, if you look on Hope Classroom, if you look on all these social media sites, everything, like watch some of our reels, like you can basically get this stuff for free. And then our model is, another thing that blew me away, is like our model is not to continue to string you along and keep having you buy and buy and buy. That's not, and I don't even like talking those words in the same relationship with Sweethearts and Heroes, because it's not what it is.
Yeah.
Our model, once again, it's a kind of a nasty business word, but it's just the word that fits here, is you bring us into the school, we teach you absolutely every single thing we know, and we structure your staff and your leaders and your student body to run it on their own.
Yeah.
And then guess what? We leave.
Right.
That's like any business person or business major would be like, that's crazy. You're basically making yourself extinct in those schools.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's what we want. Oh, you don't want us to, like we're going to come in and present once, or we can teach all of your students how to present.
Yeah.
And then you can have it and just keep the ball rolling and let them take over your community and school.
That's where Sweethearts and Heroes shifted gears, and that's where things turned into an empire.
It's
at least I think so, because once you're doing that, it's sustained. Yeah,
dude.
It is.
It's sustained.
Spread everywhere.
And that's what you want. If you're trying to change the world and if you're the number one, student leadership group in the world,
right?
That's what you want. That's what you need. And that's what they need, man.
Yeah.
That's what the schools and the youth needs.
Our kids, man, it's where it is. It's what's behind us that's so important. It's that foundation. They've got a crazy ass world in front of them, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Are you into game theory at all? Do you know about game theory?
No, talk to me.
No, I don't know much about it. I'm not. It's a mathematical formula that someone wrote. I think it was to originally win at poker. Okay, but basically the laws.
You're scaring me.
No, it can be applied to a lot of things, but it's basically like there's three variables that how you win the game, and they're weighted differently. It's one, how many people are on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a one-person team, or is it a ton of people, an army of people? Okay, that's the lowest weighted category, but it's still one of the variables that matters. The second one is slightly weighted a little bit more, is how ambitious, how motivated is the team? Are they very motivated, or are they just they're content with just chilling? Okay, weight a little bit more. So you could have one individual who's slightly more ambitious than 10 individuals who aren't ambitious at all, and the one individual will win the game. Okay, do you understand how this works?
Interesting, yeah.
The final, most highly weighted tier of game theory is called cooperation. Okay? And it's the most heavily weighted tier.
Where's my pen?
And it's just the reason why that's ranked so much is it's just this emphasis of teamwork and this emphasis of cooperation. Why in this this is a mathematical formula. This is invented by a very smart mathematician. Why is that ranked so high? But it's everything Sweethearts and Heroes is doing, man.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because to win the game, and it's not about winning or losing, but it's about like succeeding and living like a successful, healthy, responsible, cooperative, motivated life with hopefully a large peer network of people you can get along with. And even if you can't get along with, the cooperation, it's weighted so high. Learning how to cooperate with people. So it's just fascinating because it applies to this in so many ways.
Has Tom heard this from you?
I don't think so yet, but
wow.
Yeah.
I hope he will now.
Oh, jeez.
I'll make sure of it. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Love having you in here, man. When are you teaching kids jiu-jitsu? When?
I got a little after school program going on at 2:00 today, and then I got a couple more, man. I've got like 15 classes a week I teach or attend.
Wow,
dude, it's a lot. Yeah, but I love it. So much fun.
Battle in Barrie, December 6th, Barrie Auditorium. You better be there. I'm threatening you right now.
Come on. I'll bring the flip-flops.
You bet.
As long as you wear them with me.
You better be there. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, thank you.